Hi students, welcome to my channel. In previous class we have been discussed how we can add the vectors. So based on that we have been explained triangle law, parallelogram law and then polygon law. So in this class we are going to see regarding subtraction of vectors. Subtraction of vectors. So this subtraction of vectors which is similar to that of addition of vectors, but here what we are going to do means we are taking a negative vector. So for example, here I have been taken A is a one vector. So A is a one vector. So and then let us consider one more which I can take here as a B as a one more vector. So if you have to add means what we can do, A vector plus B vector, but here I am telling subtraction, so that which I can write here as A vector plus minus of B vector, that which is similar to addition only, but instead of B vector we are taking it a negative vector. So how we can take, already I have been said for this negative vector which you can take, so both in magnitude it will be the same, but its direction will be exactly in opposite in direction. Here I can take the minus B vector. So with the help of this, how I can make as A vector minus B vector, this which is nothing but we can write here as A vector minus B vector, subtracting two vectors both in magnitude and direction. So with the help of this, first I can take A vector, okay, same magnitude and same direction, I can take this as a vector. Then for this we should have to add minus B vector, so minus B vector. So we can add this as minus B vector. Then resultant, the resultant is given by third side of the triangle taken in reverse in order. So if this is a order A to B, so if you have been added these, we can get taken in reverse order. So this will be the reverse order which we can take. So we are going to get it as A vector minus B vector. So in this way, in simple manner, which we can find A vector minus B vector. Okay, here I am getting a small doubt. So here now I am taking, if this is A vector, then if I have been added this will be the B vector. Yes, no more. So then, so what will be the minus B vector means, simply we can take this as like this. This has a minus B vector. So with the help of this, which we can join this will represent this direction, so which is nothing but which I can take here as A vector plus B vector. So in the same way as if I have been joined this, now this I can get here as A vector minus B vector. So with the help of this I can tell here as A vector plus B vector is not equals to A vector minus B vector whenever they are making certain angles. A vector plus B vector is not equals to A vector minus B vector, which we can. Okay, so if I have been taken like this, so what is the angle between these two vectors, A vector and B vector? So A vector I can take here as like this. So this is a vector. While finding the angle between two vectors, we should have to take tail to tail and then smallest angle between them. So B vector, which I can take here as like this. So this will be the B vector. So then what is the angle? This angle is nothing but theta. So now if you have been seen what's the angle between A vector minus B vector, so I have been extended this in backward in direction. This will be the minus B vector. So if you have been assumed So this total angle is 180. So I need to find only this angle. So this angle I should have to find. If this total is 180, if this is theta, which I can get here as 180 minus theta. Angle between A and B is theta. Angle between A vector minus B vector is 180 minus theta, which we can tell. Loss of subtraction of vectors. Subtraction of vectors. So if you have been remembered while discussing addition, also have been discussed loss. The same loss also here also we are going to discuss. So this vector subtraction, it does not obey commutative law. In previous class we have been seeing it obeys commutative law. That's we have been said here as A vector plus B vector is equals to B vector plus A vector. But in this case it does not obey. So A vector minus B vector is not equals to, so B vector minus A vector, which we can prove simply. So with the help of this, let us assume that this is a A vector, and then this one which you can tell here as this is a B vector. So with the help of this, first I should have to find minus B vector. For this, which I can write here as same one, but minus B vector I can take, and then in the same way for this, which I can take here as a minus A vector. They are equal in magnitude but opposite in directions. First I will see A vector minus B vector. So A vector minus B vector. First I have to take A vector as it is, okay. A vector which I have been taken. For this I should have to add minus B vector. So minus B vector, which I can make it as like this, approximately of same magnitude, which is nothing but minus B vector. So if I have been joined these and then taken in reverse order, so taken in reverse order, which I can get this as A vector minus B vector. So regarding next one, first I should have to take B vector. So B vector, which I can take here as like this. For this B vector, which I should have to apply minus A vector. So if this is a B vector, so minus A vector, so which is having almost all same magnitude, which I can take it as a minus A vector. If this is order minus B, sorry, this is B and this is minus A. Minus A have been taken. If I have been joined this, so you should have to take in reverse in order. So this will be nothing but B vector minus A vector. With the help of this, you have been observed here A minus B, which is equals to B minus A in terms of magnitude. But this which is acting in one direction, this one is acting in one more direction. So with the help of this, A vector minus B vector is not equals to B vector minus A vector, but which we can tell here as modulus of A vector minus B vector is equals to modulus of B vector minus A vector. In terms of magnitude they are same, but in directions they are opposite. With the help of this, which we can tell it does not obey commutative law. Okay ma, next case. It obeys distributive law. It obeys distributive law. That means vector subtraction obeys a distributive law. So in distributive law, which I can take here as A A vector minus B vector. So which is multiplied by a scalar k, that which I can take it as a number. So with the help of this, which I can tell here as k into A vector minus k into B vector. Because this is a scalar, it does not show any effect on direction. How much it has been multiplied, this also it will be multiplied. So for that, it will base distributive law. So next case. So vector subtraction does not obey, associative law. So vector subtraction does not obey associative law. So in case of addition, it will obey. Here I am taking like this. So one as a vector, so another one as a B vector, and then another one as a C vector as like this. Instead of A, B, C, you can take a P, Q, R also. So nothing will be the wrong. So in case of addition, you have been remembered, which we have been tell here as A vector plus B vector plus C is equals to A vector plus B vector plus C vector, we have been proved. But now in case of subtraction, I can take it as like this. So A vector minus B vector minus C vector is not equals to, so A vector minus B minus C vector. So this which we have been proved in case of addition. So based on that, which I am going to prove. So I am not going to take this now. So now I should have to prove here as this one. A vector minus B vector minus C vector is not equals to A vector minus B vector minus C vector. For all this, you can take a negative vectors. First I am going to show this. So A vector, I know A vector. So B vector minus C vector. First I will find this B vector minus C vector. So B vector, okay, I can take here as a B vector as like this. Same magnitude and same direction, parallel shift. Just I am taking like that. For this, what I should have to add, I have to add actually minus C vector. That means, so in opposite in direction. So which I can take here as like this. This is a minus C vector. So which I can add as like this. This is minus C vector. Okay. By joining these two, so what I can get? I can get B vector minus C vector. Okay. So by joining this, so in reverse in order. Reverse in order means this. This I can obtain here as B vector minus C vector. But what I need? Minus. That means for that opposite. This is nothing but B vector minus C vector. Okay. I know this. Now for this, first what I should have to take? A vector. So can I take A vector directly like this? So this is a vector. A vector. Now you can see clearly A vector minus B vector minus C vector. So and then finally this can act as a tail and then this can act as a head. So this is a minus B vector minus C vector, and then finally I can join this. So if this is a taken in order, opposite reverse in order, which I can get here as like this. So this is nothing but A vector minus B vector minus C vector. So listen carefully, ma. first I should have to find b vector minus c vector. B vector I have been taken, then minus c vector, then I can obtain b minus c. So I need minus, so I am taking as a minus b vector minus c vector. This it has been joined to a vector minus b vector minus c vector, which can act as a adjacent sides, or triangle also you can take. Okay, so next one, a vector minus b vector. First a vector, I can take a vector here. So this is a vector. Then for this I should have to add minus b vector, which I can add. This is a minus b vector, I am showing arrow here. Then so this is the tail, this is the head. So taken in reverse in order. If it is coming like this means, so which I should have to take here as reverse. So minus b vector. For this a minus b, which I should have to add minus c vector. Which I should have to add. So now this is the resultant, a minus b, a vector minus b vector minus c vector, which I should have to add. So minus c vector, which I can add. So with the help of this, now this is the tail and this is the head. So with the help of this, finally I can get here as resultant as like this. So this is a vector minus b vector minus c vector, which I am going to get. So but here I have been drawn in small, but if you take in big in manner, so which we are going to get this. I hope this you have been understood this. Is it clear? So next topic is resolution of vectors. So resolution of vectors. A vector which we can resolve into components. So first I am going to discuss regarding two-dimensional. In two-dimensional, which I am going to take. So for this, which I can consider here as like this. So if one vector, so which I can take this as a r vector. So which is making certain an angle theta with respect to horizontal. In such a case, we can resolve this r vector into two components. If I am considering this is the x-axis, if I am considering this is the y-axis, so the component which lies along the horizontal component, we can call it as along the horizontal, we can call it as a horizontal component. From this point to this point, I can call this as rx. And then in the same way in vertical component, that vertical component is nothing but ry. Here r is a main vector. This vector can be resolved into two components, rx and ry. Here no need to take r, you can take a, b, c, whatever it may be. But in general, resultant vector which I am representing with respect to r. With the help of this, I can write here as rx is nothing but horizontal component, and then ry is nothing but vertical component. So vertical component. So this resolution of vector is very important for further, that is for both 11th and 12th classes. Motion in a plane also we are going to use majorly in two dimension. A vector can be resolved into two components whenever object is moving in a plane. So with the help of this, so if you have been good in mathematics, by seeing this we can tell it as a right angle triangle. So that which we can tell here as like this. In general, if it is making an angle theta, if this is a, okay, let it be. So this side which I can call it as opposite side, and then this side which you can call it as adjacent side, and then this side which you can call it as hypotenuse. So with the help of this, so what we can write, sin theta is equals to, so what we can write, so we can write here as sin theta is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. With the help of this opposite side, which is equals to hypotenuse into sin theta. From the figure, what is opposite side? Here opposite side is nothing but r, that in terms of magnitude only we are taking. So here opposite side is nothing but, which I can take here as a ry. So here ry, which is equals to r sin theta. So in the same way, cos theta. So cos theta is equals to adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. With the help of this, adjacent side is equals to hypotenuse into cos theta. What is adjacent side? Here adjacent side is nothing but rx. So rx is equals to r into cos theta. In this manner, this r vector we have been resolved into two components. One is rx, another one is ry. So how we can represent this equation? While discussing, you have been remembered, we have been said unit vector. Unit vector is the one which will represent its direction. Along horizontal direction, which you can take it as I cap. Along vertical direction, which you can take it as a j cap. So with the help of this, so r vector is equals to, that's rx I cap plus ry j cap. Here rx and ry only are magnitudes. What about its direction? This I cap represents along x axis, j cap represents along y axis. So with the help of this, so r vector is equals to rx. So value is nothing but r cos theta I cap plus ry is nothing but r sin theta j cap. Whether here RHS equals to LHS or not in terms of magnitude. So how we can tell? So with the help of this magnitude which we can take, that's hypotenuse whole square is equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. So help of this r is equals to a root of, so r square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta. That in terms of magnitude only which I can get. With the help of this r, which I can take out common, or as I have been taken out common, I can get here as cos square theta plus sin square theta. So anybody, what's the value of cos square theta plus sin square theta? Value is nothing but 1. So RHS is equals to LHS. Here, which you can get here as cos square theta plus sin square theta is equals to 1. So then LHS equals to RHS. Okay, one small application. So here I am considering a block which is on ground floor. For this block, in order to move this, we should have to apply some force. So in general, in most of the cases, whenever we are applying some force, means with respect to some angle only we will apply. For example, here I have been taken here. If this is the resultant force, then what it will represent? The horizontal component and then vertical component. So same, horizontal component is nothing but fx, vertical component is nothing but fy. Whenever it is making an angle theta. So in this case, with respect to horizontal, so this is fx, this is the fy. So fx is equals to, which you can write here as f cos theta, force which is acting along horizontal component, and Fy is nothing but F sine theta. So in this way, which we can resolve the force into two components. Okay, this is a small example. A vector root 3 I cap plus j rotates about its tail through an angle of 30 degrees in clockwise direction. Then the new vector is, here one vector they have been given, that vector, so previously, so along horizontal and vertical components, that means in between x and y plane. So I can take this as like this. Okay, so this they have been given it as root 3 I cap plus j cap. Okay, so with the help of this I can tell here as if I am considering this is r vector is equals to root 3 I cap plus 1 into j cap. Nothing is there means 1. So this I can compare. With the help of this I can get here as rx I cap plus ry j cap. Okay, so with the help of this tan theta, so how much angle it is making means tan theta is equals to opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side is nothing but ry by rx. With the help of this, tan theta is equals to, what is the value of ry? Ry value is 1. So rx value is root 3. So when we are going to get 1 by root 3, so when it is nothing but, so tan 30 is equals to 1 by root 3. So that means here theta value is nothing but, theta value is nothing but 30 degrees, which we are going to get. That which it is making with respect to horizontal as 30 degrees. So now what they are asking, if it rotates 30 degrees in clockwise in direction, if it comes towards this side in clockwise in direction, this is the clockwise, this is the anti-clockwise. So then what I am going to get? So if it rotates 30 degrees means, so which I can get here as, which is nothing but like this. So if you have been remembered, whenever a vector it has been rotates by 360 degrees, it does not shows any effect, so which will be remain same. But here other than 2 pi 360 degrees, so but what it will happen, this magnitude will be the same. So then what is the new vector? Here what's the magnitude? Here magnitude of r vector is nothing but root of rx square plus ry square. So rx square is root 3 whole square means 3, root 3 plus 1, which is nothing but 2. So here vertical component is 0, then only horizontal component. So then the new vector here, so new vector is, which is nothing but 2i. New vector is nothing but r of new vector is nothing but, which I can take here as 2i cap. So magnitude it will be the same. 4 square means root 4 is nothing but 2. In this way it will rotate. While rotating, angle may change but magnitude will be remains same. Okay ma. Next example. So this one is important numerical which you can understand. The sum of magnitudes of two forces acting at a point is 60 newtons. Sum they have been given plus. If the resultant is normal to the smaller force, that means in the two forces one is smaller and has magnitude 8 newtons, then the forces are that forces which you should have to find. So first sum they have been given. So F1 plus F2, which is equals to 60 newtons. It's clear. And in this, one force is small, another force is big. I am considering here F2 is greater than F1. Okay, smaller force is F1. Okay, with the help of this, I'm considering this is a F1. I'm considering one more. This is a big force as a F2. Okay. If the resultant is normal to the smaller force, normal means which is nothing but 90 degrees I can take, or perpendicular. If this is a perpendicular, which I have been taking it as 90 degrees. So this resultant force I can take here as a F is equals to 8 newtons. F is equals to 8 newtons. Here I am taking resultant force F is equals to 8 newtons. They are asking we should have to find F1 and F2. So which you can make the join like this. So you have been seen this, which it can act as a parallelogram. That's this value can act as a theta. F2 is a hypotenuse. This I can write here as F2 sin theta. This one I can write here as F2 cos theta. Adjacent sides are equal. So with the help of this I can write here as, so F2 sin theta, which is equals to F1. In the same way, here F is equals to F2 cos theta. That is F2 is equals to, F2 cos theta, which is equals to F. So with the help of this, which I can get here as squaring both equations, and then by adding, which I can get here as, so F2 square sin square theta is equals to F1 square. In the same way, F2 square cos square theta is equals to F square. Okay, by adding, which I can get here as F2 square, which I can get it as a common sin square theta plus cos square theta, that which is equals to, I can get it as F1 square plus F square. Can I get my? Yes. This value is nothing but 1. So F2 square is equals to F1 square plus F. F value we know 8 newtons, but we should have to find out F1 and F2. Here this equation they have been given, sum is equals to F1 plus F2. With the help of this, F2 square minus F1 square is equals to, F square. Can I write? This is in the form of A square minus B square. So A square minus B square means A plus B into A minus B. F2 plus F1, F2 minus F1, which is equals to, here F square. F value is 8, 64. 64, which we are going to get. So but F1 plus F2 is equals to how much? 16 newtons. 16. So F2 minus F1 is equals to 64. So if I have been sent over this side, so F2 minus F1 is equals to 64 by 16. 64 by 16, which I can get here as 64 1, 64 4s. So F2 minus F1 is equals to 4 newtons. In the same way, F1 plus F2 is equals to 16 newtons. I can write this as F2 plus F1 is equals to 16 newtons. So by adding this, they will get cancelled. We can get here as 2F2 is equals to 20 newtons. So F2 is equals to, I can get it as 10 newtons. So if F2 is 10 newtons means F1 is equals to 6. F1 is equals to 6 newtons with this equation. This is regarding the subtraction of vectors and resolution of vectors and then some numericals. Student, please subscribe my channel and like it and then share to your friends. If you are any doubt, you can comment me. Surely I will reply you. Thank you. Have a nice day.